Do my eyes deceive me, or is that Atari? Blind so nobody see me rolling Katamari. Sega with a Sonic Team collaboration. When I'm racing I get the sensation. Football yanked by Peppermint Patty. Grief is good cause it led you to daddy. Anime GTA is free to play. Hetero told you a year ago yesterday. Crypto mining now on Steam. From a cancer patient, gay Ben obscene. Sony state of play, Antifa. Smoking that crack cause it can't be reefer. Sweet baby decolonize comfy. In between they die stay bumpy. What is copyright, please explain? And is it in the way of fun and video games? Google tried to silence you. Can't read the writing on the wall now, can you? With your Concord Fair Games Marathon. Kiss your ass goodbye, woke so long.
I'm up against you? How is this even fair? How am I supposed to race the fastest thing alive?
It's fair because I'm not running. Relax.
Hello, beta testers. Like, comment, and resubscribe to the man, the myth, the censored, Kayalu. We all know that the agenda in gaming was excessive and overt, but a 40-year-old Mystique who classes themselves as Androgynous? That's a nasty piece of work, Sony. Just add it on top of that pile of slop. Why stop there? As reported by Smash JT, Concord artists have of course been scooped up by Insomniac Games and now work on the Wolverine game. You know, because Sweet Baby Inc. just wasn't enough. What a fine addition to the circus of Sony homosexuality that leads to the very first reveal of Wolverine having devs verbally using terms like emotion, tender, and kind. Oh man, just gargle those balls, fanboys, because depending on who you talk to, this is okay, just like Grandma Mary Jane was, because of course they gotta tongue that gooch and tongue that rectum. Oh my god, how can we respect him? And if you want something otherwise, you're a gooner. Males can be in peak physical condition in the superhero game, but women need to be flat, formless, and just bleh, bleh. You know what I mean? So the Eastern games will have the ability to just come scoop up everything that, you know, you can't even use as a vehicle for your agenda properly, because you're stupid. Heterosexuals, we remind you, are the reason that human life continues to exist on planet Earth. And when you realize these entities don't just hate themselves, they hate the very conditions that led to their existence, a lot of it starts to make sense. The reason the drain circling agenda heavy slop is so funny as of late is because the blackjack and hookers versions of your games are set to release soon by studios competent enough to remember to appeal and entertain, because they're serving, and burnt food isn't what everybody prefers. Escapism, fun, entertainment instead of a lecture is where most people are gonna drift as far as what they're in the mood for. Tokyo drift, if you know what I'm talking about.
I wonder if you know how we do in Tokyo.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The very reason a lot of people are so excited by a Lego Batman game, because it uses the same free flow combat we saw in Arkham Knight. And you might have clocked some of that in this Ananta game that's got a lot of buzz around it right now. NPC normies must consider their eyes so keen spotting similarities to Spider-Man. But I guess you didn't know what an ugly old woman looked like, so we're supposed to listen to that now? Shut the fuck up. Join the 10 million pre-registrations and expect more to shit in the future. People may have realized real quick that Inzoi was hilariously unfinished, but it appealed as the sexier Sims. Even if people fell off shit like First Descendant, it appealed. as the sexier Destiny, Pal World, the sexier Pokemon, Sonic Cross Worlds, the sexier Mario Kart, and hopefully Lego Party can be the sexier Mario Party, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Western gaming seems to take pride in breaking everything. Good on ya. Majority of you watching don't play any gachas, and that's okay, because I do. Majority of you don't fuck with Fortnite, and that's okay, because I do. Told you before about how what works informs the industry, and as usual, the far-fetched prophecies of the Jamaican with functional eyes are coming to pass, and I guess I didn't need a crystal ball to peer into the future and get you reading. But reading the room and reading the writing on the wall would have been very hard with that crotch in your face and all that dick in your throat, you fucking gay. And we celebrate your skirt-wearing choice, Antifa androgynous activist developer. However, we offer you the free consultation to lead you in the direction of the logic necessary in grasping that heterosexuals don't get jiggy with this, and there's a likelihood that you'll face diminishing returns as it pertains to sales. Not all at once, but definitely a considerable amount over time. I understand people have thoughts on this new type of game that they're seeing, feeling like it's ripping off every mechanic it can find, and you know, I agree with you. Certainly captivating though, right? It seems to have understood which elements to incorporate to grab your attention, and it must have confidence in its ability to appeal if it's intending to profit solely off of its cosmetics. Appeal? Wow. Like, for men and women, we don't really get a lot of that over here. There's a lot of insecurity that goes into the development of these woke fucking soy-drenched sweet baby Wolverine games that are being made. So, unfortunately, you have these flat, schlubby, kind of ugly women that make the girls in the studio feel good. I use girls in air quotes because everybody's taking that title these days, whether it's relevant to these entities or not. The state of play wasn't just boring, okay? It astounded, with a Wolverine reveal with very little gameplay, limp compared to the OG Spider-Man revealed, which I played on stream, and it really reflects a different team that wouldn't have been so triggered by a pretty woman that they needed to age up a Mary Jane or cast a 40-year-old androgynous entity as Mystique. It looks like a PS4 game, something that could have come out a decade ago. When upcoming game releases from now to next year raise the bar in gaming, so too, beta tester, will your expectations, as it should be. I'll work on purifying this well with my heterosexuality, but recognize that without your help, your likes, your contributions, your big titties, your subscriptions, the entities who believe I'm poisoning the well, they're gonna try to get me in the neck. You know how they get down. Old Lady Returnal game is making a brown guy version called Saros, and it's built around you repeating the same damn thing over and over until you've played enough time to beat it. So get to doing it over and over. I'm skipping Antifa Yote, but you better believe I'll be interested in it underperforming. I'm sure it'll do fine, just not fine enough. Don't care about Panic Attack Resident Evil. Wolverine is going to need to reveal bald-headed woman of color Deborah Wilson as Calypso to recapture my attention. And bald-headed woman game number 1 not enough, so bald-headed woman game number 2 in a galactic coming from a studio called Naughty Dog that has to mute and lock its comment section because hiding the dislikes was not enough. But we can see the dislikes, and you have more dislikes than Concord. Congratulations. Did you get some of those developers the way that Insomniac got them? Because we know that Yote got some Dragon Age writers. Oh, you guys got it all under control. You're just going to keep making that bullshit until they kick your ass out of the goal. Good luck finding something you can put a stranglehold on that people actually like, because they're done liking that Last of Us shit. You already know you can't make no more of that. Anyway, Eastern games don't need to fight their fans with what they're producing. Crimson Desert has a release date finally and has captured my heart in ways I have to restrain the gay in gushing over, but the sooner people taste it, the properly, the sooner they'll feel like they have something they can get lost in. Immersed, you could say. Maybe that kind of thing matters to some people. Katamari, or Once Upon a Katamari, is a personal itch being scratched for me, and I feel lucky that something I actually care for was deemed lucrative enough to pursue, with little risk of dyed hair nose ring freaks intervening and compromising profit. You've heard me squawk about Flotopia, but a new cozy decoration game called Animula Nook wanted to show off what's coming. And that's right, it has Nook right in the name, so it wears its inspiration on its sleeve. This kind of stuff may not matter to you, but among girls who were playing things like Infinity Nikki, you know, it's a big deal. I will never restrain myself in articulating how effortless it is to spot DEI compromising design in these games, because they have such a aversion to beauty that they need to make things ugly. It's becoming entirely too easy for even detached normies to know exactly what I'm talking about when I ask the question, can you tell this wasn't made by a Western studio? Did you know that MiHoYo, or Hoyoverse, is stepping in with their Petite Planet cozy cosmic life sim game? Woke, unimaginative, and creatively bankrupt slop by cancerous identity politics obsessed activists in these studios, self-inserting and just destroying the profitability of everything they touch, believe they have your time to waste, when in fact they are in competition for your time, and they've already lost your money. Continue to fail to appeal, and you'll continue to lose your jobs, and you'll have a resume full of concords that make it so only other entities like you will ever hire you, and you'll have to hope as you grip some IP made by men better than you that you can use it as a vehicle for your a reminder that Tides of Annihilation, a game that shocked me not just with an attractive woman, but hack and slash old school God of War feel shining like a light in darkness, guarantees my interest in every aspect, because it's presenting something that appeals biologically feminine, as opposed to like surgery and like medication and like, you're a bigot because I anticipate you're not gonna like this, so we need to be guilted into liking it. Azor Promelia will one-shot those of us who are loving waifus and loving Pokemon collecting, at least enough to check it out, to roast these monsters and see if any of them are truly worthy to call themselves a member of my incredible Big Dick Kael team. And after Pal World, it'll be thrilling to see how woven into the farm Animal Crossing thing they're throwing in there as well. In my opinion, Freak Cup runneth over with them having multiple games incorporating VTuber height girls. Man, them games not gonna have to struggle financially at all. Crimson Desert, Tides of Annihilation, Once Upon a Katamari, games like Phantom Blade Zero, Flotopia, now Animula Nook, Hogwarts Legacy 2, maybe Genshin Impact, Star Rail, and Zenless didn't work for some of y'all, but Azure Promelia, Silver Palace, Arcanite's Enfield for some of you psychopaths, and of course Ananta might finally appeal enough to grab your attention, and honestly it'll do better than all the other slop mainstream outlets are astroturfing and artificially rating high because of the agenda they want to spread. The stuff that I read out of some of these entities would make you feel like you are actively transitioning, like right before our very eyes. Listen to this.
Baby Step starts as an elaborate shitpost before slowly revealing itself to be a sincere game about male insecurity, a deconstruction of the kind of idealized picture of manhood that video games helped create, wrapped in a terrific slapstick comedy.
Jesus Christ, man. I wouldn't normally suggest you follow me on Twitter or jump into the Discord, but sometimes I wonder, man, some of this stuff is really just not gonna stay the way it is, and we kinda need to prepare for that. So thank you all for your likes and your subscriptions, contributions, and even with YouTube fighting you, the re-subscriptions. Google recently joined Facebook and X and admitting that the former administration was imposing strict censorship surrounding things like COVID, and we didn't even need to really say anything on it. We just needed to be part of that group full of people that they didn't like to have us end up on a list. Some of us are lucky to even still have a voice. And every day I am reminded that we afford luxuries that others don't, for which I am grateful and appreciative. Thank you, beta tester. I am a gamer first, and for once it feels as though there are a number of those on the horizon that I am overwhelmingly interested in, and I hope to share those experiences with you. I'm gonna be trying out Megabonk like I intended to the other night, and I should probably be doing that on stream, but we can do that as well. What's the big deal? Sonic race with me and carry me, because I don't understand how to play the game. So you can be my coach. To the patrons and sponsors, this would not be possible without you. You're loved, and I'm gonna have to get some beta testers shaking their thangs for you guys. Love ya. Talk to you soon. Bye 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 bye.